and welcome to our Saturday evening news programme. It's just past 6 o'clock on Saturday the 10th of June. And in the news this week, organisations that work with Dorset's young people are being urged to get their skates on and bid for funding that could transform lives. They have until the 14th of June, so just a few days, to get on board and be in with a chance of securing funding from Dorset Council. The Dorset Youth Fund helps groups and clubs make a real difference to the young people they work with, including previous recipient Weymouth Skate Park Association. The Skate Park Association successfully bid in the last funding round, securing £5,000 to run skateboarding lessons for the town's young people. And this included working with Wey Valley Academy to give its students the opportunity to try a new creative sport. Picked by the head teacher, 18 students from the school, some of whom had never shown an interest in sport, were taught to skateboard by the association. Now, organisations can apply for grants ranging from £500 to £5,000 to deliver youth projects and activities within the Dorset Council area. Projects must provide positive activities for young people or promote their well-being. The money can be used for equipment and staffing costs and projects that ensure young people experience new activities. Last year, 24 projects received funding and a total of 68 grants have been made over the last 3 years. Now, organisations working with young people can find out more and apply online via the Dorset Council website, and if you go onto Google and search for Dorset Youth Fund on Google, then you will find all the information that you need on this. And remember, 14th of June, so just 4 days away. Now, if you want to be guaranteed a tip-top cider, then the Woodman Inn pub in Bridport is the place to go. Having been nominated by West Dorset's Campaign for Real Ale members, it was judged and came top of the class in the annual Cider Pub of the Year competition. The Woodman is a classic town centre pub that, along with an interesting ever-changing range of real ales, serves an excellent range of real traditional ciders with a broad range in scope from sweet to dry. Regular cider producers to be on the bar are Burrow Hill, Dorset Nectar, Isaacs from Bedminster and Twisted. This is the second time the pub has won the award, and on hearing of the news, licensee Darren Moore said, "It's amazing, we didn't expect it at all. A huge thanks to CAMRA and to all the producers we use." Now, the Woodman now goes through to the Wessex Region Cider Pub Finals, and West Dorset CAMRA wish Darren and his team, of course, all the best of luck, as we do as well, of course. Now, the popular Dorset Sunflower Trail will open for its third season this summer, 2023, at Maiden Castle Farm on the outskirts of Dorchester. Some 750,000 sunflower seeds have been planted to create two spectacular trails for visitors from far and wide. As well as the stunning Sunflower Trail, visitors can also enjoy local ice cream, rest up at the cafe or bring a picnic and take home cut sunflowers or souvenirs from the Sunshine Shack. Maiden Castle Farm has once again pledged to donate half of the proceeds from ticket sales to local charity. The chosen charity this year is Dorset County Hospital Special Care Baby Unit, or SCABOO for short. The unit has played a very special role over the years for the Hoskins family. The fundraising total from the previous 2 years stands at £37,000, with last year's proceeds split between Ukraine's Cherkasy Hospital and Dorset Council's Hospital's Kingfisher Children's Ward, which will use the money to develop outside space for the well-being of young patients. To keep with the farm's ethos of community engagement, children from the neighbouring Prince of Wales School have also got involved by making eco-friendly bird scarers to protect the crop. The main event will happen in August at Maiden Castle Farm, and the sunflower crop when the sunflower crop is fully grown and in its full glory. Opening dates and times will be confirmed at a later date. Tickets will be held at the 2022 prices and will go on sale in July. Now, you can keep up to date on when it will open and get your tickets either by going to Facebook and searching for Maiden Castle Farm, or on their website www.maidencastlefarm.co.uk. Officers from Dorset Police are investigating a robbery on Weymouth seafront and are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. Dorset Police received a report from a third party that sometime between 5 p.m. on Friday the 26th of May and 7 a.m. on Saturday the 27th of May, a man was assaulted near to the Jubilee Clock Tower on the Esplanade and items were stolen from him. The victim is understood to have sustained an injury to his head, but is not believed to have required hospital treatment. Police Constable Bryce Scott Jones of Weymouth Police said, "We are conducting inquiries into this incident and I'm keen to speak to anyone who might have seen what happened. I would also urge anyone who was driving in the area and has dashcam fitted to their vehicle to please check their footage to see if they have captured anything of relevance." Now, officers are also investigating another incident and appealing for help from people in the area. They are investigating a report of an indecent exposure in Weymouth. Now, between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Thursday the 1st of June, a man was reportedly seen exposing himself on the Rodwell Trail around 150 yards away from Smallmouth Beach. The man was described as around 6 feet tall, aged in his late 20s and of stocky build with sandy brown hair. He was wearing a blue t-shirt and blue shorts and carrying a turquoise blue shopping bag. Police Constable Shane Hewitt of Dorset Police said, "We are carrying out inquiries into this incident and I'm keen to hear from anyone with information that might assist our investigation. I'm particularly keen to speak to anyone who witnessed the man matching the description given in the vicinity around the relevant time frame." Now, anyone with information or a CCTV footage, dashcam footage or whatever in respect of either of these incidents can contact Dorset Police on 101 or anonymously via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, residents and visitors to Weymouth will notice an enhanced visible police presence in the town centre this summer in a bid to reduce antisocial behaviour and other criminal activity. This summer, the neighbourhood policing team will build on the success of past campaigns by working with members of Dorset Council's Community Safety Accreditation Scheme to provide 100 days of highly visible uniform foot patrol during the summer months. Officers have identified 6 antisocial behaviour hotspots in the town centre that they will visit throughout the day. These patrols begin on the 30th of May and will continue until the first week of September. Police officers, PCSOs and CSAS officers, that's Council Community Safety Accredited Scheme officers, and special constables will be visible around the town daily. As part of the drive to reduce antisocial behaviour in the town, the neighbourhood team will work closely with partner agencies throughout the summer. Partners include Dorset Council's Antisocial Behaviour Team, Weymouth Town Council, the Lantern Trust, Julian House and Reach. Dorset Council is also part of the Safer Streets Partnership that seeks to divert individuals from causing antisocial behaviour and crime. Officers will also be in regular contact with the Beach Control Office, Harbour Master and the RNLI to coordinate resources, ensuring problems are being addressed and people are being kept safe. When necessary, officers will use dispersal powers to direct people away from the town if they act in an antisocial manner. Repeated antisocial behaviour by individuals may lead to further action, including community protection notice and criminal behaviour orders. Now, you can keep up to date with the work of Weymouth and Portland Police and the neighbourhood policing team by following them on Twitter and Facebook, and that's at Wayport Police, at Wayport Police, and you can use the hashtag 100 Days of Summer if you want to make any comments or any information for them. Now, thanks to a grant of £128,000 from the NHS Charities Together, patient care provided by South Western Ambulance Service, our NHS Foundation Trust volunteer community first responders will be boosted with the arrival of 6 new Dacia Dusters response vehicles. The new vehicles were officially presented to the ambulance service at the end of an event at Buckfast Abbey in Devon this week during National Volunteers Week. Every day, volunteers from across the South West support South Western Ambulance Service NHS Foundation Trust by attending emergencies within their local communities ahead of an emergency ambulance. Sometimes the difference is providing reassurance and sometimes it's saving somebody's life. In the last 12 months, community first responders were mobilised approximately 24,000 times to medical emergencies such as cardiac arrests, chest pains, breathing difficulties, and patients who had fallen. The grant was secured by the South Western Ambulance charity as part of a collaborative project with the Trust's volunteering and community service team and delivered with the support of the fleet team. Each car has been converted and equipped with a full community first responder kit, including a defibrillator and observation equipment. Each car also carries a Razor lifting chair to assist patients who have had a fall. Now, SWAST has over 500 active volunteers who support the service in patient-facing and non-patient-facing roles. And to find out more about volunteering roles with South Western Ambulance Trust and to express an interest, you can go to their website www.swast.nhs.uk and look for volunteer recruitment. Life-saving clinical trials will be taking place at a site in Weymouth, and local people are invited to get involved. This new NHS-backed centre offers people in Weymouth and Portland and across West Dorset the chance to take part in vital forward-thinking trials, such as those for COVID vaccines, as volunteers. Sitting in Weymouth, it's said to be important given the area's poor health rates. Set up in the former Linden Unit mental health facility in Radipole Lane, the Weymouth Research Hub is a joint venture between Dorset Healthcare and Dorset County Hospital. The team will receive ongoing support from the National Institute for Health and Care Research, Wessex. The first volunteers will be involved in helping research COVID-19 vaccines. The hub will mainly run healthy volunteer trials. Future trials are likely to include seasonal influenza studies, research into respiratory vaccines, and vaccines developed for babies and children. Qualified participants receive payment for their trial-related time and travel. The site joins 3 others running successfully in Southampton, Bournemouth and Portsmouth, and which played an important role during the pandemic in helping with the development of new vaccines. Professor Sol Fulst, Clinical Director of the National Institute of Health Research, Clinical Research Network in Wessex, said, "We really like people from all backgrounds, ages and ways of life to take part. The more people who take part in research, the better the results and the more relevant it to our whole population. So please do all you can to help us spread the word." The hub will be officially opened by the Mayor of Weymouth, Kate Weller, at a special event this Tuesday, June the 13th. Now, if you're interested in volunteering, visit www.bepartofresearch.nihr.ac.uk. I'll say that again, www.bepartofresearch.nihr.ac.uk, and you can enter your details and you can hear about trials that are running in your area. Now, another replica galleon will visit Weymouth in the next couple of weeks. The Neo Victoria will visit and dock at the Weymouth Visitors Pontoon at the harbour from Thursday, June the 22nd to Sunday, June the 25th, and will be open from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. A floating museum, visitors can explore the Spanish ship's decks and book a guided tour of the imposing vessel, while some lucky enough will be able to also get a sail on board. The ship is an exact replica of the vessel of vessels that were about between 1519 and 1522 and made the first round-the-world race, the greatest maritime feat of all time. The circumnavigation began in Seville in 1519 and returned to San Lucar de Barrameda on September 6, 1522, after sailing 42,000 miles, and 22,000 miles of which was largely unknown to the crew. On December the 21st, 1521, Victoria, measuring about 18 to 21 metres, sailed on from Indonesia alone because the other ships left the convoy due to lack of rations. The ship was in a terrible shape, with her sails torn and only kept afloat by continuous pumping of water, but Victoria managed to return to Spain with a shipload of spices, the value of which was greater than the cost of the entire original fleet. Victoria was later repaired bought by a merchant shipper and sailed for almost another 50 years before being lost on a trip from the Antilles to Seville in about 1570. Now, the replica was built in 1992 and it's owned by the Neo Victoria Foundation in Spain, and follows obviously the visit of the 17th century Spanish toolship replica to Weymouth back in May. Tickets to climb aboard the ship are available to purchase now at I'll read this out, FUNDACIONNAO Victoria.org, and can be bought also at the harbour. Prices are £8 for adults, £4 for children aged 5 to 10, and £20 for a family ticket for 2 adults and up to 3 children. Guided tours can be booked by emailing the organisation, and I will put the details up on Facebook. And if you're interested in a sail on board, www.toolshipexperience.com is the website, www.toolshipexperience.com. Now, and whoops, where's the picture gone there? Oh, there we go. An out-of-control blaze happened at Lawton Meadows near Brackendown Avenue earlier this week. It's reported that the man was seen discarding a cigarette in a field which had recently been cut by the local farmer and ready to be baled. The man is described as white, aged in his 30s, short ginger hair, wearing a camouflage t-shirt and riding a silver mountain bike. He left the scene before police arrived, heading in the direction of the Littlemore estate. Nearby residents reported smoke billowing from the field as fire crews and police made their way to the scene. Pictures show a section of the field badly burnt by flames, which was successfully extinguished by the firefighters on arrival. Now, Dorset police are looking into the circumstances and obviously want anybody with information to let them know if they recognise the description of that individual. They also want people obviously to act responsibly in the dry conditions that we have at the moment. And finally, a show about the love of pubs, love of community, love of family, and a reminder that not everything you love is necessarily good for you comes from Arts Reach this month. Join acclaimed writer and performer Callum Patrick Hughes for a riotous, warm and musical journey from a small Oxfordshire town through Beijing's Hotongs to the Scottish Highlands, to the bright lights of the Big Smoke as he attempts to discover who he is without looking through the bottom of the bottle. Intertwining storytelling and song, Thirst is both a love letter to sobriety and a celebration of all things alcoholic. It's a joyous and uproarious look at life, family, religion, and most importantly, the positivity of the pub, and how creating a community under the roof of your nearest watering hole doesn't have to involve alcohol. So pull up a bar stool, order Callum a 0% lager, and listen to his incredible story. And that is tomorrow, the 11th of June, 6:30 at the Royal Oak, Drimpton, and Monday the 12th of June at the Mowlam Show Bar in Swanage. And there we go, that's the end of our headlines tonight. Now, this weekend sees the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, visit Dorset, and most specifically Weymouth and Portland, where he has been today. This morning I was invited along to the Admiralty Hotel near the Portland Bill to hear what he had to say. And I've got just a few snippets from this breakfast meeting this morning that lasted over 2 hours, and it's rather hurriedly edited together, and it just is a few snippets, so I do apologise for the quality of it, bearing in mind the time frame today.
To be with you, and it's wonderful to be at Portland, which, if as I did, you grew up sailing a small dinghy, not a yacht. It's Good Friday, and I'm the Archbishop of Canterbury. It's not entirely surprising. Anyhow, the conversation went downhill from there, and I'm asked much less often nowadays. But I haven't been cancelled. I was asked to talk about leadership in a Christian context, and I'm going to start with someone who is very much not a Christian, and what they said in The Economist in an interview 2 weeks ago. Henry Kissinger who was Secretary of State in the 80s, who 70s and 80s, who under Nixon was the yes, I would agree. Why? I mean, we are Chris. Sorry, my drug level is low. I would agree. I mean, having spent 10 years of my life working in areas of intense deprivation and poverty as a clergyman, mainly in the north, the most striking thing was exactly that difference. Coastal areas, it's people try and come up with ideas the whole time, but it seems to me there's an element of we just don't know what to do, so let's not try for the moment. We have it in Canterbury Diocese.
There we go. That was some snippets from this morning's breakfast meeting, where all sorts of topics, such as asylum seekers, politics, how rural churches can survive and look after ancient buildings, all came up, with a mixed group of people there from local businesses, local charities, local voluntary groups, schools, and a few church representatives as well. And I have to say, a lot of what the Archbishop said was very common sense, and he seemed very switched on and up to date with things. This afternoon, the Archbishop has been meeting people at a garden party at St John's Church. He's also been walking on the seafront, and saw some pictures earlier of him stopping for a well-known local ice cream parlour for an ice cream. And tomorrow he's off to Salisbury Cathedral for a service at 3 o'clock, which people can attend if they wish, or they can join the service online via Salisbury Cathedral's website. So that was today and the Archbishop of Canterbury's visit to Weymouth. Now, this year also marks a special anniversary for the Scout movement here in Wyke, Regis. And Weymouth South Scouts, which in its early days was known as the 3rd Wyke Regis Scout Group, is marking its 80th anniversary this year. Later on in the summer, there will be a party for current group members, but this afternoon, Weymouth South Scout Group opened up their doors to the local community in Wyke Regis and Weymouth to show them what goes on in scouting in Wyke Regis and all sorts of scouting activities and scouting history. So I popped along with my camera, and I've got some bits to share with you now. that's Weymouth South Skate Group celebrating 80 years of skating in Wyke Regis. Now the group in Wyke Regis stretches from Squirrels, the newest skate section and the youngest skate members, through to Explorers at the upper end, and currently has around 140 young people from Wyke Regis and surrounding areas taking part in very active activities that the group gets involved in, and does account for over a quarter of all of the young people in skating across the Weymouth and Portland area. Now, the skate group would love to hear from people who might like to get involved as a volunteer and a leader within skating. There's always a need for more, although they do have a really good active team at Wyke. Full training and support is given, and if you'd like to get involved, do contact us here at Wyke Regis TV and we'll put you in touch. And they'd also like to hear from former members of the group about their memories and to keep in touch with them. So if you're a former member or you would like to volunteer in any way, do drop us a line at news@wykeregis.tv and we will pass those on to Adrian, the group skate leader. Now it's that time in the programme where we hear from regular contributor Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, Avatar: The Way of Water released on Disney Plus after an extended cinema run. The film is a sequel to 2009's Avatar and revolves around the blue-skinned humanoid Na'vi, Jake Sully, as he takes his family to seek refuge with the water clans of Pandora after a renewed threat from the humans. No, I didn't see this film in cinemas, so seeing it on Disney Plus was my first time watching it, and I have to say the film just misses the mark on so many points. It's 3 hours long, and I just felt my attention span drop off after the first hour. It's very long and over padded. I did like the third act of the film, which I thought was well done across the board, but the rest of the film was just dull and full of unneeded padding. For instance, there was quite a lot of the second act which was unnecessary to the film. A lot of it was just camera shots showing off the visual effects that they developed solely for the film, not for any sort of story purpose. I gave this film 3.5 stars out of 5, which I feel like it just barely met. So it's more closer to a 2.5 star film than anything, but the third act sort of elevates it. This weekend, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts releases in cinemas. The film is a standalone sequel to 2018's Bumblebee and a prequel to the Michael Bay live-action Transformers films. The film revolves around a couple of Brooklyn residents in 1994 who get caught up in the battle for Earth when the Autobots team up with a new faction of Transformers known as the Maximals to battle the Terracons and their master Unicron. The film stars actors Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback, as well as featuring in voice roles Peter Cullen, Ron Perlman, Peter Dinklage, Michelle Yeoh, Pete Davidson and Coleman Domingo. The film is in cinemas this weekend and so far has mixed reviews from critics. I will review it in next week's show, so stay tuned. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it. This week, Shazam! Fury of the Gods released on home video. The film is a sequel to 2019's Shazam and is the 12th installment in the DC Extended Universe, and focuses on Billy Batson and his foster siblings who can transform into adult superheroes as they fight against the daughters of the Greek god Atlas. I saw this film in the cinema and I really enjoyed the visuals of the film, but the script was way too overstuffed. So I gave the film 3.5 stars out of 5. This week, the critically acclaimed film The Fabelmans was released on home video. The film is written and directed by legendary filmmaker Steven Spielberg and is a semi-autobiographical film based on Spielberg's childhood and early years as a filmmaker. The film was a box office disappointment, which was to be expected, but was nominated for multiple Best Picture and Best Director awards during the last awards season. I haven't seen the film yet, but I am a Spielberg fan, so I'm looking forward to it. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will review Transformers and I will preview The Flash and Extraction 2. But now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and we'll be back with Andrew next week. It's that time in the programme now where we go over to the Met Office for this weekend's national weather forecast, and this week we are joined by Jonathan Vaultry.
Hello there. After a very dry few weeks, some of us are finally starting to see a little bit of rain fall out of the sky. We've had an occluded front push its way into southwestern areas of England and Wales, and that is bringing some showery outbreaks of rain first thing this morning. Elsewhere, there has been quite a lot of sunshine, still a bit of cloud lingering across parts of Northumberland into areas of eastern Scotland and the Northern Isles. But underneath that sunshine that we see throughout this afternoon, that's going to help further heavy showers develop. So there is a yellow thunderstorm warning in force for parts of Wales down into central areas of England. Some really torrential downpours developing. They will be hit and miss though. Not everyone is going to see them, but where they do occur, they will be falling onto some very dry ground and bring the risk of some localised flooding. A lot of sunshine away from those showers though, just a little cloud still lingering across some coastal areas, and generally not too bad of a day. Temperatures will be notably above average for the time of year, climbing towards our first 30 degrees Celsius of the year, so really feeling very warm in some very strong UV levels as well. If you are suffering from some of the heat though, do head towards some eastern coastal areas because there is just a bit of a breeze pushing in from the sea here, so that will take the edge off the temperatures a touch. As do remember though, if you are heading outside as well, that pollen levels will also be very high for many of us across England and Wales, and also high for Northern Ireland and areas of Scotland as well. As we head into the evening, those showers will take a little bit of time to eventually die down, but they'll also push their way northwards, spreading across parts of Cumbria and then into western areas of Scotland as well. Generally turning drier throughout the second half of the night for much of England, Wales and Northern Ireland, but still quite cloudy across some coastal areas, potentially quite foggy for areas of Cornwall as well. For all of us though, temperatures are not going to be dropping too far at all. We'll be holding up around the mid to potentially high teens in some towns and cities, feeling very humid and muggy, potentially quite challenging for some of us trying to get to sleep. It does mean, though, that we'll start on a very warm note as we kick off Sunday morning as well. The showers across Scotland will be persisting throughout the day, and as that sunshine develops once again, we'll see further heavy showers developing, primarily across western parts of England into Wales as well. So further thunderstorm warnings are in force, potentially 30-40 millimetres of rain in an hour where some of these heavy showers do occur. Still that sunshine in between though, so where you manage to dodge the showers, it will generally be a relatively fine day. And the winds also easing across eastern areas as well. So the shift in our highest temperatures will be further towards the east. Again, the potential for 30 degrees across parts of London and southeastern areas of England. As we head into Sunday evening, again, it will take a little bit of time before those showers eventually clear their way off. They will linger throughout much of the evening across potentially parts of Wales, central areas of England, but further towards the night time, they will eventually die their way off. Further showers are possible as we head towards Monday, but generally towards the middle part of the week, the heaviest of the showers will begin to ease their way off, and most of us will see a good number of dry conditions developing with a lot of sunshine to be had as well. It's going to be remaining very warm. 30 degrees Celsius is still possible towards the start of the week, more to the mid to high 20s as we move towards the rest of next week as well. You can keep up to date with all the developments as we head towards next week though by following all our social media channels, and we'll be back here on the website, on YouTube and on the app very soon. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Jonathan there, and let's see what the local weather holds in store this week. Here we go. Sunshine, Some cloud, but dry, and some good temperatures there. Looks like Tuesday's going to be the hottest part of the week. But some showers there for tomorrow, possibly. We'll just have to wait and see on that front. Now, moving to our What's On news. Things coming up at Weymouth Pavilion. 16th of June, whole lot of shaking, the Shakin' Stevens story. 17th of June, A Beautiful Noise, tribute to Neil Diamond. 18th of June, Sunday night comedy with Susie Raphael. 22nd of June, Sun Records, distinctive music of Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison and others. And 23rd of June, Arrival, the hits of ABBA. The box office at Weymouth Pavilion is 01305 783 225 or online at weymouthpavilion.com. Now, tonight, you've literally got 25 minutes to get up to All Saints Church at Wyke, Regis, for the concert by Head North, who are a Celtic band, and that's at 7 o'clock tonight. Tickets are £5. There's a cash bar, and it does look to be a really good evening. No Fort, 24th of June, 25th of June, World War II Family Activity Weekend. This Is My Theatre presents Much Ado About Nothing on the 2nd of August. More details for that at www.nothefort.org.uk. Church services in Wyke, Regis and surrounding area tomorrow, 9:30 at All Saints Church and 11 o'clock at St Edmund's Church. No 8 o'clock service tomorrow at All Saints Church. And our other programmes, our quiz tonight, 7:30 on this channel, all welcome, and the feed will go live at just after 7:20. Now that brings us to the end of this week's programme. Don't forget to get in touch with us with any information on your community events, any news that's going on, any appeals that you want to put out, so that we can share them with the community here in Wyke Regis and South Dorset and beyond. We hope you have a great week. The email to contact us at, as ever, is news@wykeregis.tv, and we always look forward to hearing from you. Have a good weekend, a safe week ahead, and we'll be back here 6 o'clock next Sunday. Good night. Sorry, next Saturday, 6 o'clock next Saturday. Good night.